What if I told you your daily $7 coffee habit is quietly costing you over $2,500 a year? And you're still not getting the best possible coffee experience? Think about that for a moment. That's not just coffee. That's a new phone, a flight, or months of savings slowly disappearing into something you finish in 10 minutes every morning. And the truth is, most people don't even notice it happening. They wake up, follow the same routine, order the same drink, and repeat it again tomorrow. No change, no creativity, no upgrade, just habit. And that's exactly what we're changing today. We're talking about upgrading your daily routine in a way that actually saves money and improves your experience at the same time. And the best part? You don't need expensive machines. You don't need barista training. And you don't need complicated ingredients. Just simple methods you can do at home starting today. And once you try these, there's a real chance your regular cafe coffee won't feel the same again. Now let's understand something first. Vietnamese coffee is very different from what most people are used to. In many places, coffee is made light, smooth, and sometimes even watered down. But Vietnamese coffee culture is the opposite. It is bold. It is strong. It is rich in aroma. And it delivers a deep, intense flavor that hits differently from the first sip. But what makes it truly special is balance. Because even though it is strong, it is never flat. There is always sweetness layered with bitterness, creaminess mixed with intensity, and texture that feels satisfying. And the best part? You can recreate it at home with just a few simple ingredients. So let's start with the foundation. Hot beverage classic Vietnamese iced coffee. This is where everything begins. If you understand this drink, you understand Vietnamese coffee. And the interesting part is, it only uses 3 ingredients: strong brewed coffee, sweetened condensed milk, and ice. That's it. But the method is what makes the difference. Start by adding sweetened condensed milk into a glass. This forms the sweet base. Now slowly pour hot coffee over it. As it mixes, you'll notice the aroma changing instantly. It becomes deeper, slightly caramel-like, warm and rich. Now stir gently. Not aggressively, just enough to blend it. Finally, pour it over ice. And this is where the transformation happens. The temperature drops. The texture smooths out. And the flavor becomes incredibly balanced. Now take a sip. And most people pause here. Because it doesn't taste like regular coffee. It's sweet but not overpowering. Strong but not bitter. Smooth but still deep. It sits perfectly in the middle of everything. And that balance is what makes it addictive. Here's something interesting. This costs about $1 to make at home. Sometimes even less. Now compare that to a cafe drink costing $5, $6, or even $7. And suddenly the routine doesn't look so smart anymore. But this is just the beginning. Because the next drink takes this experience and turns it into something richer and more indulgent. Coconut Vietnamese coconut coffee. This one feels like a luxury drink. Something you would expect in a high-end cafe or tropical resort. But it's surprisingly simple. You only need 3 ingredients: coconut cream, sweetened condensed milk, and ice. Blend them together until smooth and creamy. The texture should feel thick, almost like a milkshake base. Now pour it into a glass. And here comes the key moment. Slowly pour coffee over the top. Don't mix it immediately. Let it sit. Because what happens next is what makes this drink special. The coffee floats above the creamy coconut base, creating a layered drink. Light and dark, strong and soft, bold and smooth. It already looks premium before tasting it. Now take a sip. And you feel contrast instantly. The coconut adds smooth sweetness. The condensed milk adds richness. And the coffee cuts through everything with bold energy. Tastes like dessert, but still works as coffee. And again, you made it at home in minutes. Now let's move into something truly unique. Something most people have never tried before. And honestly, something that surprises almost everyone the first time they hear it. Vietnamese egg coffee. Now I know what you're thinking. Egg and coffee? Sounds unusual at first. But don't skip this one, because this is one of the most famous Vietnamese coffee drinks for a reason. Start simple. Take an egg yolk, add a bit of sugar and sweetened condensed milk, and whisk it continuously until it becomes light, creamy, and almost foam-like in texture. This step is important because the texture is everything. It should feel smooth, thick, and slightly airy. Now prepare your hot coffee, and slowly pour that creamy mixture on top. Do it gently, because what you're creating is a layered drink. A rich coffee base at the bottom, and a soft, velvety cream layer floating on top. Now look at it for a second. It already looks like dessert in a cup, almost like something from a high-end cafe. Now take a sip, and this is where it gets interesting. At first you get the creamy sweetness, soft, rich, almost like custard. Then the coffee follows, strong, bold, and slightly bitter. It's two experiences in one sip, and somehow they work perfectly together. Warm, comforting, and surprisingly addictive. This is not just coffee. It feels like a dessert drink that also wakes you up. Salted cream coffee. Now let's move to something that surprises almost everyone. Salted cream coffee. And no, it does not taste salty in the way you think. In fact, it's the opposite of what people expect. You start by whipping cream with a little milk, then add just a tiny pinch of salt, and that's it. Now pour this creamy layer over iced coffee. And here's the surprising part. The salt doesn't make it salty. Instead, it enhances everything else. It brings out sweetness. It reduces bitterness. And it creates a smooth, balanced flavor that feels very premium. When you take a sip, you get layers. Cold coffee underneath, creamy topping on top, and a perfectly balanced taste in between. It feels like something you would normally pay a lot for in a specialty cafe. But again, it's incredibly simple to make at home. Vietnamese coffee smoothie. Now for busy mornings. This is the fastest one on the list. Take cold brewed coffee, add a banana, some ice, and a bit of condensed milk. Blend everything together, and in seconds you have a thick, energizing coffee smoothie. It's cold, it's creamy, it's filling, and it gives you both energy and satisfaction at the same time. Perfect for mornings when you don't have time, but still want something better than a basic coffee. Now pause for a moment and think about your daily coffee routine. If you're spending around $7 a day, even a few times a week, that adds up faster than most people realize. But here's the real difference. This isn't just about saving money. It's about upgrading your daily experience. Better taste, better control, and drinks that actually feel enjoyable again. Because when you make your own coffee, you're not just drinking it, you're creating it. And that changes everything. So next time you're about to buy that expensive cup, just stop for a second and remember this. You already know how to make something better at home. If you enjoyed this, subscribe to VitaSignal 60 for more simple lifestyle upgrades like this. And I want to ask you something. Which one of these are you trying first? Classic iced coffee, coconut coffee, egg coffee, or something completely different? Let me know in the comments.